Hey guys, Brandon Gomez here, back again with another video, and welcome to Rating Every 2023 Darlington Throwback Part 2, the Xfinity Series. The Truck Series had some really great throwbacks this year. Let's see if the Xfinity ones are even better. Without further ado, let's get into it. First up, we have Cole Custer's throwback to Jason Leffler. This is the perfect throwback. The number is accurate. The number font is accurate. The sponsor is accurate. I mean, of course it's going to be. It's a throwback to Haas CNC Racing. You can never go wrong with that kind of throwback. Great way to honor the legacy and memory of Jason Leffler. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Blaine Perkins' throwback to Kevin Harvick's Busch Series Payday car. Random paint scheme to throw back to, but it was executed perfectly. I love this throwback. It's great. I love how they brought Payday on board to sponsor the car for the throwback. This is great. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Sam Mayer's throwback to Kurt Busch. Another great throwback. I love how the Accelerate logo is styled to look like the Sharpie logo on the hood there. And Professional Talent Solutions is styled to look like the colors match the Sharpie marker on the hood of the original scheme. And the Accelerate logo on the side of the car is styled to look like the Rubbermaid logo on the original scheme. Great throwback. 10 out of 10. Our third 10 in a row. Man, Xfinity Series is on a roll with these throwbacks. Next up, we have Sheldon Creed's throwback to Kevin Harvick's 2001 Busch Series Championship winning car. Another Kevin Harvick throwback, and it's absolutely beautiful. I love the red stripe there below where it says Wheelin'. I love how they did that to match the AC Delco logo. But I kind of wish that Wheelin' changed their font a little bit to match the AC Delco font, but that doesn't diminish the quality of this throwback. It's perfect in every way. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Ty Dillon's throwback to Ferris Mowers' first venture into NASCAR sponsorship, which the first car they sponsored was driven by Martin Truex Jr. This throwback isn't entirely accurate. On the original scheme, there's only grass on the front bumper, while on the throwback, there's grass all around the car. And on the original scheme, that little design there on the side of the car is black, red, and green, while on the throwback, it's gray and red. Not entirely accurate throwback. Don't know what they were thinking there. 5 out of 10. Next up, we have Garrett Smithley's throwback to Kevin Harvick's Hunt for Busch car that he ran at the 2021 Talladega Fall race. This paint scheme is only a year and a half old, and it's already being thrown back to. I find that funny. Anyway, one thing I'd like to note is that Smithley failed to qualify for the Xfinity race, so JD Motorsports wrapped this throwback around Brennan Poole's car, and he ran it instead. What I love about this throwback is that Trophy Tractor changed their logo to match the Busch logo on the hood there. And I love how on the side of the car, it just says Trophy Tractor in orange text. Just like the hashtag Hunt for Busch on Kevin Harvick's car. Two big complaints I have about this throwback are, one, the camo pattern is wrong, and two, it's the wrong shade of orange. Still a pretty decent looking throwback though, despite its inaccuracies. 6 out of 10. Next up, we have Justin Allgaier's throwback celebrating Brandt's 70-year anniversary. It's a company throwback. If you've been a viewer of this channel long enough, you'll know how I feel about company throwbacks. But this one looks decent enough. 6 out of 10. Next up, we have Josh Berry's throwback to Hut Stricklin. This is a pretty good looking throwback. The number font's accurate, the scheme is accurate, and Tire Pros styled their logo to look like the Circuit City logo. Though I do admit the text is a little bit too big on both the hood and the side of the car. But Still a great looking throwback nonetheless. 9 out of 10. Next up, we have Sammy Smith's throwback, inspired by the original Pilot Flying J logo. Another company throwback. But I'll admit, this paint scheme actually looks pretty good. 7 out of 10. Next up, we have Austin Hill's throwback to Kevin Harvick's 2006 Busch Series Championship winning car. Another Kevin Harvick throwback. And this one is beautiful as well. I love how the Bennett logo is styled to look like the Coast Guard logo. And it's got the orange wave pattern on the bottom of the car there. Beautiful throwback. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Brett Moffitt's throwback to Tim Richmond. This throwback is absolutely beautiful. I feel like I've been saying that a lot in this video. I sound like a broken record, I know. I love how the AM Technical Solutions logo is styled to look like the Folgers logo. The only complaint I have about this throwback is that they could have stretched that 25 a little bit to match the 25 on Tim Richmond's car. They could have stretched it out a little bit, made it wider, but that does not diminish the beauty that is this throwback. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Kaz Grala's Fire Department Coffee throwback. This throwback is styled to look like a vintage fire truck, and it pulls off that look very well. 8 out of 10. Next up, we have Jeb Burton's throwback. It's a company throwback, but the paint scheme actually looks pretty decent. 6 out of 10. Next up, we have Joe Graf Jr.'s throwback to himself, throwing it back to his roots in Legends racing. And the throwback is sponsored by the actual track that he used to race Legend cars at, Bethel Motor Speedway, which is really cool. One big complaint I have about this throwback is that I wish that they could have morphed the eyes with the number. I think that would have looked really cool, because the eyes being small and off to the side like that is just... it just doesn't sit right with me. 9 out of 10. Next up, we have Ryan Ellis's throwback to Kevin Harvick's 2005 Goodwrench paint scheme. Another Kevin Harvick throwback. This is the 5th one in this video. In fact, I think in the Xfinity race alone, there were like 6 Kevin Harvick throwbacks run. It seemed like everyone is running a Harvick throwback this weekend. Not that I'm complaining, though. I do love me some Kevin Harvick. I love how the Keen Parts logo on the hood is styled to look like the GM Goodwrench logo. And I love how where the 20 was on the original scheme, there's the 43. And on the side of the car, Corvette parts styled to look like the Goodwrench logo. Perfect throwback. I love it. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Sage Karam's throwback to Richard Childress. Another beautiful looking throwback. And they even brought the original sponsor on board for the throwback, which is always great to see. Beautiful throwback. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Jeffrey Earnhardt's throwback to Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s Wheaties car. Wow, another beautiful throwback. Alpha Prime Racing had the best throwbacks in the Xfinity Series, bar none. And what I love about this throwback is that the Easy Mart logo is styled to look like the Wheaties logo, the Forever Lawn logo is styled to look like the Goodwrench logo, and all the associate sponsors, the logos of the associate sponsors are stylized to look like the logos of the original sponsors on the original car. Just, they went all out with this one. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Jeremy Clement's throwback to Jeff Bodine. Oh my lord. Another beautiful looking throwback. Everything about this throwback is perfect. The positioning of the logos, the fonts of the logos, the font of the number, the star on the side. 10 out of 10. I feel like I've been giving way too many 10s in this video, but no. These throwbacks are just way too good. I'm blown away by these throwbacks. They're amazing. Anyway, next up, we have Matt Mills' throwback to Herbie the Love Bug from the movie Herbie Fully Loaded. Wouldn't be the first time someone did a movie throwback. 2 years ago, Tyler Ankrum ran a Ricky Bobby throwback, and just last year, Brennan Poole ran a Days of Thunder throwback, in what I assume is G2G Racing's interpretation of Cole Trickle's iconic City Chevrolet scheme. I didn't like that throwback. Anyway, this throwback is beautiful. I love it. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Chad Fincham's throwback to Eric McClure. I know Eric McClure's done some heinous stuff in his past, but that's a can of worms that I do not want to open. So, yeah. Anyway, this throwback is pretty good. 8 out of 10. Next up, we have Dawson Cramp's throwback to Bob Keselowski. Another great looking throwback. I love how the Magnum logo is stylized to look like the Mopar logo, which is what they should have done with Timmy Hill's throwback. Just FYI. Anyway, the layout of this throwback is perfect. Matches the original scheme. There's nothing about this throwback that I have a actual criticism for. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Anthony Alfredo's throwback to Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s 2017 nationwide primary scheme. Oh my god. Greatness overload. How many more great throwbacks am I gonna look at in this video? This throwback is beautiful. Though one complaint I'd like to make about it is that I wish Dude Wipes stylized their logo to look like the nationwide logo. That's it. It's my only criticism of this throwback. Other than that, it's beautiful. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Josh Williams' throwback to Kevin Harvick's Pelon Pelo Rico paint scheme that he ran at Mexico in the Busch Series in 2005. Random Kevin Harvick scheme to throw back to, but they actually executed it pretty well. I love how they created their own mascots to replace the Pelon Pelo Rico mascot, but their logo placement is a bit off. So I gotta dock off a point for that. 9 out of 10. And for our final throwback of part 2, we have Riley Herbst's throwback to Ken Block. Another absolutely beautiful throwback. And it's to a legendary driver in Ken Block. And this throwback is a great way to pay tribute and honor the legacy of Ken Block. 10 out of 10. And that concludes part 2 of rating every 2023 Darlington Throwback. What do you think? Do you think some of these should have been given a higher rating? Do you think some should have been given a lower rating? How would you rate these throwbacks? Most importantly, how do you feel about the amount of 10 ratings I gave in this video? Do you feel like I was too generous? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more of me, be sure to follow all my socials, like my Twitter, my Instagram, and join my Discord server. Links to all those are in the description down below. Leave a like on the video, and subscribe to my channel for more motorsports content. Thank you all so much for watching. That's it for me.